Mr. Mack-Poole, 3-minute history, the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Why did Leonid Brezhnev invade Afghanistan in 1979? And why did he call it an intervention? Guys, let's look at the causes of this major Cold War event. One reason was geographical. The Soviet Union shared a clear land border with Afghanistan. Historically, Afghanistan had been under the influence of the Russian Empire, and therefore, when there was a communist seizure of power in Kabul, Afghanistan, it was a common sense and logical move for the Soviet Union under Leonid Brezhnev to support that regime. Nur Taraki took over the country. However, he did not enjoy popular support. Why was that? Well, one reason is because communism is an atheistic theory. Communists do not believe in God. Karl Marx famously said, "Religion is the opiate of the masses." So this alienated many Muslims, and many people in Afghanistan identify as Muslim. Also, the communist government imprisoned, tortured and murdered many religious leaders. So if you're looking to build a consensus as a communist, great effort. And this outraged the majority of Muslim people in Afghanistan, and they formed a religious-inspired movement known as the Mujahideen. The Mujahideen declared a holy war on this communist government, and quite soon Taraki had fallen from power. In these chaotic times, Amin, who was the cousin of Taraki, overthrew him and ordered Taraki's death. Now this greatly upset Moscow and Leonid Brezhnev. This worried them. It especially worried them when Amin started making overtures to the American government. That was a bad idea for Afghanistan, which shared a land border with the USSR. And once again, Brezhnev was not impressive. And so Brezhnev would say, "No tanks," or is that tanks? The tanks would roll in to Afghanistan on the 24th of December 1979. Well, that wasn't a very nice Christmas present for the Mujahideen, that's for sure. The Mujahideen proved a very strong foe for the Soviets, and that's because, due to their strict adherence to Islamic theology, they were only too happy to be martyred for their faith, believing that they would go to paradise forever. And so when one of them were martyred, 3 would spring up from their village to join the fight against the Soviet invaders. Jimmy Carter was also not impressed. He was very angry and he laid down his Carter Doctrine. The Carter Doctrine was a very strong consequence, and it basically stated, hands off the oil. Pause this and read this here. The invasion of Afghanistan also had the consequence of having Ronald Reagan elected to power. He campaigned on this slogan, "I'm going to get tough on the Soviets." Brezhnev's mistake would not be undone until Gorbachev pulled the Soviet Union out of Afghanistan in 1989, nearly 10 years later.